Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing like a get ready with me type situation. I'm doing my hair, my makeup, and picking out my outfit all on camera for you guys, so you get to see me go from start to finish. This video has by far probably been one of my longest videos, but I was really dedicated to getting this done for you guys just in time for me to head out the door to go on my date. I definitely did include some clips of tonight towards the end or at the very end of this video, so definitely make sure you stay tuned all the way until the end, okay? I love you guys and I hope you guys enjoy the video, and without any more talking, we're just gonna jump right into it. Okay guys, we are going to start with the hair. I know I look crazy right now. I initially started this already and I was trying to film it, but you guys can't really see the back of my head very well, or at least I don't think you can. But I decided I'm just going to start from the front because you guys will get a better idea as to what I'm doing. It's really simple, really easy. I'm just using the Remington curling wand that I have. This one I've had for years, like over 5 years I've had this curling wand, and it's been great to me, so I continue to use it. That's what I'm using. I do have it on 400 degrees. Make sure you're using some kind of heat protectant in your hair because you want to protect your hair from the heat if you're going to do this. But I just want like beachy, messy kind of waves. I did pin them up in the back because we're going to move on to our makeup afterwards. But I did want to curl my hair first. That way I can get the heat step out of the way. So what I'm doing is grabbing this front section that I have sectioned off. So I have this to do and this to do. But what I do is just grab a little piece of hair, move the rest kind of out the way. And then I'll take my fingers or a comb, it doesn't matter, just to make sure that everything's running smoothly. Then I'm going to tilt this down and wrap this around as flat as I can and not get the tip of my hair on the barrel because I want that to kind of be straight. And I just hold it there for a few seconds. Let go and you have a nice little curl. So I'll show you guys one more time. And when I'm curling, I don't have any specific direction in which I curl. It's just however I end up curling. So some could be towards the back, some could be to the front. It really doesn't matter. But a mixture will create more volume for you. I'm going to curl this the same way, holding that tip and then just holding it there for a few seconds and then letting it go. So I'm going to speed the rest of this up just so we can get through this. Now that this whole section is done and curled, I am going to split it in half. Take this bottom section, twist it up. And then I'm going to pin it. And I'm just going to use this clip. And then do the same thing with this section. And then pin that as well. So we have crazy funky looking twists on our head, but the greater purpose outweighs what we look like right now. So I'm going to finish this section and then we can get started on the makeup. Now it's time for the fun part, the makeup. So I'm going to start by starting my brows. I say starting because I'm definitely going to do something else later on. But first I'm going to take this ColourPop pencil. This is their Wow Brow, or Brow Boss, sorry. I got that confused with the e.l.f. gel. This is Wow Brow. But we're going to use the ColourPop pencil. This is also in brunette. I'm just going to use this very tiny mirror. It's like super small. And I love this for doing my brows. I don't know, I find that the smaller the mirror, the better it is for me to get my brows looking really nice. So I'm just going to start by carving out my brow with the pencil and kind of giving it that shape, and then slightly filling it in, but not really messing with the front part of my brow. So it'll look a little something like this, and that's good for now. Now I'm going to do the other one. Just brush it out. First, I like to just brush my brow hairs up and then take the pencil and start lining. Then I'm going to grab my pomade. I go between two different pomades. Sometimes I use the Benefit, sometimes I use Anastasia. Today we're going to be using Anastasia. Anastasia, I feel, I've hit pan obviously, but this one I feel makes my brows look a little bit darker. This is in dark brown, and the Cabral pomade is in number 5. So they both look pretty dark, but if I'm looking at it here, this is more like a dark cool tone brown, and this one's more like a dark warm tone kind of brown. If you like look at it straight on. You can't tell on camera though. But I am gonna go in with the Anastasia because I do want a little bit of a darker brow towards the tail. My brow hairs are basically like a really dark brown, if not black. So I'm gonna use this to fill in the lower half of my brow and not really the front. I'm going to be using the Anastasia number 12 pencil to do that. So I'm just going to dip my brush into here. And I work with very little product at a time. And I'm still going to use that same really tiny mirror to like get really precise. So I'm outlining once again. And you really don't have to do this. You can just outline with the pomade and just skip the pencil altogether. But for some reason, I just like using both. Then I'll take the brush part and just brush that. So I feel like it gives it a better look. Brows definitely look better, and it definitely makes the tail end of my brows sharper. Okay, brows are on. Just keep in mind, I'm going to come back to them. But now we are going to prime, and we're going to prime our face with the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer, but we're also going to use the Hangover RX 3-in-1 spray. So I'm going to do the spray first, just a light layer, just to refresh our face a little bit since it's been a while since I moisturized and all of that. Just kind of let that dry, and then we're going to go in with this. So I do about 3 pumps on my hand of the primer. And then I'm just going to rub it in like lotion all over my face. And I'm going to also drag it down to my neck as well, because just in case I have to put some foundation or anything down there, I just want to make sure that my skin has a barrier between the foundation and my skin. So now I'm just pressing that in, smoothing it out, and we're good to go. For foundation, I'm going to be mixing 2 different foundations today. I'm going to mix the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This one is in Syracuse, and I'm going to mix that with the Huda Beauty Foundation in Baklava. I haven't been the biggest fan of this on its own, so taking a risk here. Even though I know I'm going out tonight, I'm mixing the 2 of these together. I feel like mixing it with something will probably make it a better consistency for me. I think that's what I don't like the most, is the consistency, but I love the coverage. So this is the concoction that I've made. I'm just going to dip my beauty sponge in there and then start pressing that onto my skin. You can definitely smell the Huda. That's another thing. The Huda Beauty does have a scent to it, so I can definitely smell it when I'm putting this on. Definitely giving really good coverage, and that's what you want. You want coverage. My forehead is like so dark, so when I use a foundation like this, I definitely have to make sure I get it on my forehead or I'm gonna look crazy, and we don't want that. I'm also gonna make sure I get my lids too as well, because that'll be like a primer for the shadow that we put on later on. And I'm also going to blend this a little down my neck as well. So we definitely have foundation lips on right now. I know that makes some people cringe, but I'm going to leave it there for now while I apply my concealer. I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape because not only do I love this concealer, but I trust it. So I'm going to put a generous amount underneath my eyes, the bridge of my nose, above my lip. You guys know the general areas. And then I think I'm going to mix in a second concealer. I'm going to actually take the ColourPop No Filter concealer. This is in medium dark 32. I've actually really been enjoying this, and I'm going to add this on top because it is a little bit more brightening than the Tarte. And I do want that brightening effect, so I'm going to add that on top as well and then blend it out with my beauty blender. I'm also going to drag this on my eyelids as well because I want to make sure that's covered. Even though we put the foundation there, I still like to drag my concealer there as well, just for that extra coverage. The reason why I don't finish my brows right away is because I'm putting all this liquid product on, and all the time that I do this, I always end up touching my brows in some way, shape, or form. So the base is there and I can easily fix that up or clean that up, or I could have just waited till after, but I like having the base there because it gives me kind of like a guideline to go by, and then I just fix them up after all this cream product. So we definitely have to put some color back into this base. Like, we are looking one-toned and that's no bueno. So I am going to cream contour today, and I'm going to use this Wet n Wild contour stick in Call Me Maple. And I'm actually going to use a brush and just kind of brush it on like that, and then stipple it onto my cheeks. I feel like this will get the best kind of application versus just going directly in. It could be a bit much sometimes, so just giving a little bit of definition to the face. So you guys know from the title of the video that basically I'm getting ready for date night. I'm going out, me and my girlfriend. We don't really go on dates. I don't think we've ever really went on a date, maybe one. So we had a discussion the other day, and you know, one thing we realized is you should really never stop dating someone. Like, I don't care how long you guys are together, you should always date. So we're going on a date. I feel like this added the perfect amount of kind of like a subtle contour. It looks really, really good in person. I'm not really sure how well you guys can see it on camera, but definitely created the perfect amount of color just to add back into the skin. So now we are going to set. I'm going to use the Milk Makeup setting powder. I've been loving this powder. I'm going to use this to set, and then I'm going to bake with the Wet n Wild powder. So to set everything down, I'm going to use this JH07 brush, my little Morphe brush that I love to use that's meant for setting. It is super, super dirty. So I'm just going to use this and tap this product underneath my eyes. I'm also going to get my lids as well and just kind of brush this over so that we can set all that product that we put up there as well. And then do the same thing to the opposite eye, and also get on my chin, you know, everywhere I put the concealer. Basically, you guys know the routine by now. So now I'm just kind of wiping just to make sure nothing is lingering. And then I'm going to grab my Wet n Wild powder. I'm actually using the banana powder from Wet n Wild because it gives a better brightening effect versus using the translucent one. So I'm going to take that on a dry Morphe sponge and then really get that product on my sponge and press that underneath my eye to bake. So all of that is going to sit. So while that sits, I'm going to finish off the brows. Now that we have all the liquid and cream products out of the way, everything else is just powders. So I'm gonna finish my brows. And to do that, I'm going to take my Tarte Man-Eater palette. I'm gonna use this dark brown shade down here called Midnight. I'm also gonna take the little brush from the Cabral, dip my brush into there, tap it off, and create little brow strokes in the front of my brows, and it'll make it look so much nicer. I love the way this looks. It's something about doing this to my brows that just really finesse it, and they look super, super good. Especially on this side, because like I said before, my brow hairs don't want to stand up on that side. And then sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I will take the Wow Brow, or any brow gel for that matter, but lately it's been this one, and just coat my lashes with this. Not my lashes, my eyebrows. Just go over them, the brow hairs, so that they stay in place. I'm either going to use this Dose of Colors palette, which I've been super obsessed with. That's the Desi Katie one. I also pulled out this palette. This is the Sipping Pretty palette from Kylie Jenner. This is her birthday palette from last year. I saw this in Ulta and I really, really loved the color story in this, but I'm not sure I want to do something with this today. I might save this for like my birthday look or something. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save this palette. You guys will see me use it. This is my first Kylie Jenner palette ever, but I think I'm gonna save that for my birthday look and then just use this one. So we're gonna create something super simple, but you guys know what this palette looks like. I love this palette. I use it all the time, especially like the browns, like these two, Churro and Necessary. I use so much of. The rest of them not so much, but I really do love this pink glitter shade, which I think I'll use today as well. I don't know, still debating. But we're gonna start off with Necessary, which is that light tan shade right here, and this creates such a very pretty transition. So I'm just gonna grab that shade on an M513 brush and then just swirl my brush in there and then just blend this into the crease. Like, this shadow by itself is just so, so pretty. I really, really love it. I don't want to do anything super dramatic, just nice and subtle. I'm a really big fan of this shade. I really, really love it, especially for my skin tone. I think it's very beautiful, but you also have to keep in mind, not everyone's skin tone is going to look the same with certain eyeshadows. So I'm going to create kind of like a halo eye. So I want to take this darker brown called Cheens right here. And I'm going to use this Sephora 206 brush. I'm going to use the Precision Shadow side just to put this shadow in my inner and outer corner. So I'm going to start here. And I'm going to just start by placing it. And then I'm going to take a little bit more and do the same thing to the outer corner. I'm not really concerned about blending it out completely right now because I'm going to use a different brush to do that. But I just want to get the color placed on there. And then I'm going to take this other brush. This is a JH40 and I really, really love this little blending brush. And I'm just going to get right in there and blend it. I'm blending it a little bit into my crease, like as I come over, and just kind of like doing a C shape, or an N, I guess you would say, a lowercase n, like this. So really getting into that inner corner, blending, 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 bringing it around, and then when I get to here, I'll do circular motions on this side as well. And then it really begins to blend out. So that's what you want. And then there's this empty space here in the middle, and that's where the shimmer shade is gonna go. And I'm gonna put this shimmer shade right here, which is called, so this shimmer shade right here is called Just a Kiss, and I'm gonna put that in this empty space right here. If you wanted to, you could cut your crease right here in the middle to give it more of a bold look, but I don't want that. So I'm just gonna grab this shade Just a Kiss with my finger And well, actually first I think I'm gonna do it with a flat brush, but I'm not going to spray my brush down or again cut my crease. I'm just gonna pick it up straight from the pan and put it right there in the center of my lid. And this is with nothing. I didn't spray the brush, I didn't put no concealer, and I think that's super gorgeous. So now I'm gonna take with my finger. Oops, I got a little bit underneath my eye. I think that is super pretty. Of course, I'm gonna blend out the edges, but overall, it looks really good. I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. This is definitely something I have not created with this palette, but I think it looks super gorgeous. And you can't even tell that it was pink shimmer that we put here. It actually looks gold mixing with that brown, so it looks really nice. And I'm definitely loving it. So for my lower lashes, I'm just gonna drag down those same shades that we used at the top at the bottom and just kind of smoke that out a little bit. I will put on any mascara that is available to grab and some lashes. The lashes that I'm going to use are, I can't find them, but they're House of Lashes and they're not too dramatic, but I'm gonna pop those on, finish off these steps, and then we can be back to finish off the rest of the face. So now we're going to bronze up our skin, and I'm going to be using the Pretty Vulgar bronzer in Bronzed Bee, and I really love this bronzer. So I'm just going to bronze up my cheeks and around the perimeter of my face. I stopped putting bronzer underneath my chin here because I feel like it makes this look super dark and I don't really like that. So I mean, I'll do a little bit, like a little, but nothing too crazy. And then I'm gonna messily drag this down the sides of my nose, cross, and then I'm gonna take the Hoola Benefit bronzer, and I'm gonna use this to more perfectly kind of contour my nose a little bit because I do love using this for my nose. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just use this e.l.f. Duo brush just to dip into there and carve out my nose a little bit just to give it a little bit of definition. I have no idea what we're going to eat. I know she did give me choices, but I was like, just surprise me. I love seafood, but I think I want to wait until we go to Florida because there's a place in Florida that I want to go to eat seafood. Which, speaking of Florida, I'll talk more about that in a future video, but I guess a little teaser for now. Yeah, so either that, hibachi was one of the options. A place called Flipside that we love to eat at. And Geronimo's is also really good. So now that the bronzer's on, we're going to use a little bit of blush. I'm going to be using this BH palette, the Blushing in Bali palette right here. I'm going to take these two shades right here, Lychee and Coral. This would not be a video unless I drop something. We're good. Okay, so I'm going to use these two right here. No, these two. I'm just going to use this little MAC stippling brush. I need to clean my brushes. Very, very pretty. Ooh, this side came out a little bit more pink than I wanted it. Ooh, okay. I gone a little ham with the blush. It's okay. I'm going to take this little fluffy brush. I think I got this at like TJ Maxx. It's Kenzie is the brand, but it's like $3 or $4 at TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx be having some really good brushes. I'm just gonna blend this out. It diffused it a little bit. And then I'm gonna spray my face down with the Urban Decay De-Slick All Nighter Spray before we do our highlight. For my inner corners, I want to use this Wet n Wild Loose Highlight and I'm So Lit. And I'm just going to take the smallest bit from the lid and I'm just going to put that in my inner corners and above or beneath my brows to highlight my brow bone area. So just taking very little. For actual highlight, I'm going to use the highlight in this MAC Trio, which is this one over here on the end. It's like a pink champagne kind of color, and I'm going to use that to highlight the rest of my face. I think this MAC highlight definitely complements that Wet n Wild inner corner highlight. It looks so good. I think for the lip, normally I don't decide until I choose my outfit, but I think I'm just going to go with a nude because our eyes have so much going on. So we're going to keep the lip simple and we're going to put a nude on, and then we can finish up the hair and get our outfit on. So now it's time to revert back to the hair, and I'm just going to take all of this down. Just kind of let it go wherever it shall fall. Just take all of these clips and pieces out. And now we're just going to kind of comb through everything with our fingers. And they're falling so beautifully, but you see how me not curling my ends? They're a little bit straighter, and I like that look. It just looks really nice. So I'm going to also shake out the back. So once you kind of have it like the way that you want it, you're going to want to spray it down. I'm going to use this Chi Keratin Flex Finish Hairspray, and I got this at Marshall's. It was on sale. I don't remember how much because they covered it up, but yeah, I'm going to use this. This is a little bit stiffening, so if you don't want your hair to be too stiff, I advise a different hairspray. I don't know which one you should use, but I do know that this one is kind of stiff, so I don't mind it, but if you do, then don't use it. I'm going to use this just to lightly spray my curls because I want them to stay in place. So like that. And that's our hair. So we have a lot of volume, and it looks really nice. I love it. Okay, you guys, so this brings us to almost the end of this video. If you like it, make sure you go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Definitely make sure you're subscribed, bell notification on, so you never miss an upload from me. I upload 2 times a week, every single week. Make sure you stay tuned to the very, very end so you don't miss the little clips that I've added from tonight's date night. I love you guys so, so, so much, and I will see you guys super, super soon in the next video or vlog, whichever one comes first.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
But it wasn't a hole-in-one.